Satyaloka. So these are the places which are there in the upper part of the universe. We have briefly discussed. Then the 24th chapter goes into more details about Bhuvarloka, the area between the Bhumandala and the moon. In this area, we only discussed sun and moon, nothing more than that. There are many more other people are residing. Some details about them are mentioned in the 24th chapter. Then there are details about the 7 lower planetary systems. That is also from 24th chapter. 25th chapter talks about Shesha, who is holding the Bhumandala. And 26th chapter talks about the different hellish planetary systems and also the Pitruloka, where the punishment and rewards are offered to the deceased people. So this is how the remaining 3 chapters will move on. So in that way, the discussion will go further. So we'll try to see what is being described in these chapters. So first 6 verses of 24th chapter talks about Bhuvarloka, and the rest of the chapter talks about the 7 Bilaswargas. So primarily, Bhuvarloka is meant for the Upadevatas. As we discussed in the morning, that Brahma created 8 category of superhuman beings. Among the 8 categories, the principal devatas, Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwinis, etc., they stay in the Svargaloka. All the principal devatas stay in the Svargaloka. And Asuras stay in the Bilaswargas. The Bilaswargas are meant for Asuras. Other than these two, the remaining 6 category people, they all stay in the Bhuvarloka. The 6 category people such as Pitrus and Sadhyas, they are already staying in the moon, which is also part of Bhuvarloka. And then Gandharvas, Apsaras, Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, Siddhacharana, Vidyadharas, and then Bhuta Preta Pishashas, Yaksharaksasas. These are the 6 category people who stay in the Bhuvarloka. That is being described in these 6 verses. So the Bhuvarloka is also called as Antariksha, or it is the sky between the heaven and earth. Dyav aprutivyor antarena nabo valayasya. The sky between the Swargaloka and Bhuloka is known as Bhuvarloka. Te antarena antariksham tadubaya sannidha. It is called antariksham. It joins the Bhuloka and Swargaloka. It acts like the joining agent. Antariksha measures 2 lakh yojanas. It is a place of enjoyment for Yakshas, Rakshasas, and also others. Antariksha extends downwards as far as the wind blows and the clouds float in the sky. See, for example, Bhumandala is there. Above Bhumandala, there is sky. Sky is unlimited, but there is some part of the sky belongs to Bhumandala and the other part of the sky belongs to Bhuvarloka. The simple understanding is Pacific Ocean, like Arabian Sea is there in Bombay and Pacific Ocean in the Indian eastern coast and all. Some part of the Arabian Sea or Pacific Ocean belongs to India, maybe a few 100 meters or something like that. And beyond that, it does not belong to anybody. No one can claim proprietorship of that. Same way, some part of the wind above our Earth's surface belongs to Earth, where the wind with which we are familiar, as long as that wind is there, as long as the clouds remain, as long as the birds can fly, that much height belongs to Bhuloka. And beyond that, Bhuvarloka starts. So from the top, if you come down, where Bhuvarloka ends is the place where earthly winds are ended. So that is how it is mentioned. Yavad Vayu Pravati, Yavan Mega Upalabhyante, until when the wind flows, until when the clouds float. That much sky belongs to Bhuloka. So now, taking sun as a reference, because sun is in the middle of the universe, below sun 1 lakh yojanas is there, above sun also 1 lakh yojanas is there, because sun is in the middle of the Bhuvarloka. So below sun, by a distance equal to 10,000 yojanas, the Rahu and Ketu are situated. They move like the stars. Matlab they move with faster speed. That is the meaning. Rahu is the son of Simika. He is the most abominable asura. Simika married Viparchiti and gave birth to Rahu and 100 Ketus. Simika is one of the 3 personalities who came while Hanumanji was jumping across the ocean to go to Lanka. Mainaka, Simika, and there is a third person. I don't remember the name. So Simika is one of them. So she gave birth to 101 children. The eldest one is Rahu, remaining all are Ketus. So what happened during the Samudra Manthan? All these are participating in the Samudra Manthan. But Rahu and eldest Ketu, out of the 100 Ketu, the eldest one, these both kind of discussing with each other because immediate brothers, na? Like Duryodhana and Dushasana. So this Mohini Murti is cheating us. She is only distributing nectar to all the devatas only. The nectar won't be remain for asuras. Then what do? Let us dress like devatas and sit in between them. So they went and sat in between sun and moon. So as Mohini Murti was serving, though Mohini Murti recognized, but with personal intention, she did not. She did not note. She acted as if she did not notice. So first moon was there. Moon was served. Then Ketu was there. Ketu was served, and moon still holding that. When they sat in between, the sun and moon noticed these are not devatas, but they did not say anything because Lord is there. Lord is taking care of everything personally. So they thought that Lord will not serve them. But when Lord serving them, Lord already served Ketu, Ketu swallowed it already, and Lord was serving Rahu. Then sun and moon indicated to Mohini Murti, oh Lord, these two are asuras. Then Mohini Murti, invoking Surya Chakra, cut off their necks. As a result of that cutting of that their necks by the Surya Chakra, so since Ketu already swallowed the nectar, the Ketu's body remained intact, but the Ketu's head burned to ashes. And the nectar is still in the mouth of Rahu along with both the palms. The Rahu's mouth remained intact, the rest of the body became ashes. Because these two personalities are still drinking the nectar. The nectar, those who drink nectar, they will become Amar. Their lifespan, for one Manvantara, they cannot be killed by anybody else. Something like that. So Lord Brahma thought about it. Anyway, these people drank the nectar. So in order to respect the power of the nectar, so we cannot allow them to die. There was a nearby a snake was there. So Brahma requested, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva decided that let the snake be cut into two pieces. They cut the snake into two pieces. They joined the head of the snake to Ketu's body, the tail of the snake to Rahu's head. That's why these two people were revived. But the problem is, first of all, Asuras were not served. Second, they came like Devatas. When they were drinking the nectar, they were identified by sun and moon, and their bodies were deformed. Now they got a different forms of the body only, entirely different. So Rahu Ketu were very angry with sun and moon. So whenever there is a possibility, they will cause trouble to sun and moon. Especially when sun, moon, earth and Rahu or Ketu comes in the same alignment, whatever auspicious rays of the sun and moon that are coming to earth, Rahu or Ketu blocks them and sends his own inauspicious rays. So in the presence of such inauspicious rays, one should not perform any varnashrama duties. That's why it is said that during eclipses, we are not supposed to perform any varnashrama duties. Bhakti duties we can perform, but varnashrama duties we cannot perform. That's why people close their homes and remain in the home chanting Lord's whole names or hearing Lord's Krishna Katha or something like that. So, but when people do not perform varnashrama duties such as performing yajna, giving charity and all other things, the devatas become weak. And this is the most prospective opportune moment for the asuras to attack upon devatas and defeat them. But not to be attacked by, not to be defeated by asuras, the devatas will offer prayers to Lord Vishnu. And people on the earth also, everyone will offer prayers to Lord Vishnu. Because everyone knows, if asuras attack on the devatas, if devatas are defeated, our future will be gloomy. So during eclipse time, everyone will chant Lord's holy name, offering prayers to Lord to protect for the protection. The Lord will send a Sudarshan Chakra. The Sudarshan Chakra follows. It comes all the way to Rahu or Ketu, whoever is trying to block the sunlight or moonlight which is coming to earth. And unable to tolerate the heat of the Sudarshan Chakra, Rahu or Ketu goes away. As soon as the eclipse is removed, people take bath again, start giving charities and performing yajnas and all these things. And devatas regain their power and then they continue to rule. So that's why culturally, this is the time to offer prayers to Lord Vishnu for protection. Otherwise, anything can happen. The asuras come into power, we are out of time. So this is the concept of eclipse. So obstructing the sun and moon, Rahu or Ketu attacks them on the full moon night. So on the full moon night, he attacks moon. On the dark moon day, Amavasya, he attacks sun. On these days, they creates an obstacle to full moon and dark moon, that is sun, for those looking from the earth. Hearing of Rahu or Ketu's attack through the praying devatas, the Lord engages his Sudarshan Chakra to protect the sun and moon and also everyone. Seeing the intolerable heat of the Sudarshan Chakra rotating in front of him for 48 minutes, one Muhurta, Rahu or Ketu, frightened and worried, flees to a distant place, leaving sun or moon away. People say that this is the eclipse, Uparakam Vatanti. Because of either precise or imprecise alignment, there are full and partial eclipses on these days. So sometimes all of them may be in the same line, there is full eclipse. Sometimes they may not be in the same line, there will be little partial eclipse. So this is how the eclipse will take place. This is the philosophy behind the eclipse. And then below them by a distance of 10,000 yojanas, there are Siddhacharana Vidyadharas. They are naturally endowed with mystic powers. They travel easily without the aid of any aeroplanes because they are Siddhacharana Vidyadharas, they can go anywhere they want. Then below them, by a distance of 79,000 yojanas, are 100 yojanas above the Bhumandala. There resides Yakshas, Rakshasas, and Bhuta, Preta, Pishashas. Are both of them reside there only just above the Bhumandala at a distance of 100 yojanas. And then from the abodes of Yakshas and Rakshasas to a distance of 100 yojanas down below, there comes the Bhumandala, whose upper limit extends as high as the swans, hawks, eagles, and similar large birds, which are the transformation of earth, can fly. Yavad Damsha Basha Stena Suparnadaya Patatri Pravara Utpatantiti. This is the upper limit of Bhuloka, above which there is no more air. Yavad Vayu Pravati. And that until this, the way the air with which we are familiar, it is there. And beyond that, the heavenly air will be there, not the earthly air. That is the understanding. Above this, Bhurloka or Antariksha starts. So in total, these are the different people. In the middle, there is Sun. Below Sun, Rahu Ketu. Then Siddhacharana Vidyadharas, Yaksha Rakshasas, Bhutapeta Pishashas. Then Bhumandala. Above, Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, Gandharvas, Apsaras, Sadhyas, and Pitrus. Like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the 6 category of superhuman beings are staying in the Bhurloka. This is Bhumandala. This is the upper limit of the Bhurloka. In between, all the people are there. Here, Rahu and Ketu are there. Here, Siddhacharana Vidyadharas. Here, Yaksha Rakshasas and Bhuta Preta Pishashas. Here, Gandharvas, Apsaras, Kinnaras, Kimpurushas. So, like this, the Bhuvarloka, which is the abode of all the Upadevatas, is described. Then, the remaining chapter talks about 7 Bila Swargas. So, we discussed Bila means a cavity inside the Bhumandala or a tunnel inside the Bhumandala. Avaneerapi adastat sapta bhuvivara ekaikaso yojanayutantare nayama vissare nopalakalpitaha. Bhuvivara means hollow cavities within the earth or nether worlds within the bowels of the earth. So their width and length are 10,000 yojanas and they are located with an interval of 10,000 yojanas between them. So length, width and height are 10,000 yojanas each with a gap of 500 yojanas in between. So one loci is occupying a space of 10,000 by 10,000 by 10,000. But if you want to read, but between the two subsequent locas, there is a gap of 500 million, sorry, 500 yojanas, just 500 yojanas between them. So in this way, these dimensions are mentioned. But what kind of facilities do they possess? These are the abodes of Daityas, Danavas, and Nagas. Daityas are the children of Diti. Danavas are the children of Dhanu. Titi and Dhanu, both of them are the wives of Kashyapa. And Nagas are the descendants of Kadru. Kadru is also another wife of Kashyapa. Kadru's descendants are snakes. So all these three category people are staying in the Bhuvarloka, sorry, Bilasvargas. The three wives of Kashyapa. Daitya, Danava, Kardaveya, Grihapataya. Daityas, Danavas, and Kardaveyas. All these stay in the seven lower planet system. Endowed with wealth, power, bliss, and sense enjoyment greater than the higher planets. These people are endowed with the wealth, power, bliss, and sense enjoyment more than that of the heaven. They have more. एतेषु हि बिलसर्गेषु स्वर्गादपि अधिक काम भोग ऐश्वर्य आनंद भूति विभूति बिहि समृद्ध भवन उद्यान वन क्रीडा विहारेषु all these things are more than that of heavenly residents. Immersed in they are always in the individual enjoyment. Ishwaroham aham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi. That is the way they are only interested in enjoyment. The problem is the asuras have everything more than the devatas, but they don't have one thing. Actually, two things. One is position, second one is respect. Because Indra is sitting on the heavenly throne, is respected by everyone. Because Vayu is Vayu, Varuna is Varuna, they are respected by everyone. But who will respect asuras? That respect is not there. That's why they can't tolerate the respect received by the devatas and the position possessed by the devatas. They keep on waging the war against devatas and try to defeat them and occupy that position so that they get respect. That is their ideology. So, but even though they possess more opulences, more facilities for enjoyment and all, but devatas are never jealous of their facilities. Devatas are happy, content with what they have. So that's why the devatas' enjoyment is continuously disturbed by asuras, but asuras' enjoyment is never disturbed by anyone. That is how it is mentioned. Maya, expert artist and architect, constructed cities with finest houses for the leaders of these seven abodes. Maya is Mayadanava. So he is the architect for the asuras. He constructed the homes of the leaders, and other people constructed the homes of other people. They enjoy in beautiful gardens and lakes, surrounded by beauty of the fruits and flower trees, sweet cries of the birds and all. They don't have any fear because there is no division of time. Because there is no sunlight coming inside, they don't see any distinction that sun is rising, sun is setting, one day is passed like that. Because they don't count the number of days passing, they don't have any fear of time losing. So they are fully immersed in enjoyment only in that way. So that's why, first of all, they don't have any fear of dying. Normally, the asuras, the main asuras have lifespan of 1 manvantara. Other asuras, just like in Swarga, those who are visitors, like that in the Asuraloka also there is some visitors. Whatever lifespan they have, without any disturbance, they can live. So that is the understanding. So that's why they don't have any fear or any fear of anybody. But if they cause so much trouble to devatas or devotees, the Supreme Lord will send Sudarshana Chakra. Sudarshana Chakra does not discriminate who is good asura, who is bad asura. It will come and sabko ek hi baar massacre. So it's like that. So in that way. But one may say that there is no sunlight, then how will they live? Light is required. The light will come from the gems on the snake heads, and the gems bedecked on the walls drive away the darkness. Whatever walls they have, all the walls are bedecked with jewels. They will produce light. So that is artificial light. So they are very happy. Mani pravara shiro manayaha sarvam tamaha prabhadante. So in that way, they get light. And one more interesting thing. By taking elixirs, juices made of divine herbs, the inhabitants do not experience anxiety, disease, foul perspiration, fatigue, old age, wrinkles, gray hair, discoloration, lack of pleasure, effects of aging caused by bathing, drinking, and eating. So, see, there is a kind of for devatas, they are having somarasa. By drinking somarasa, they are healthy and wealthy. They are healthy and happy. Same way, they have a kind of elixir made up of divine herbs in the Bilasvargas. By drinking that, they get all these things. No anxiety, no disease, fall perspiration, fatigue, old age. If people around us know all these things, they will stand in the queue to go to Bilasvargas. अभी ये सब मिल रहा है उधर अभी इतना तकलीफ क्यों लेने का इधर like that they all go down to Bilasvargas. So in that way नवा एतेषु वसतां दिव्यौषधि रस रसायन अन्न पान स्नानादिभि आदयो व्याधयो whatever vyadis diseases come because of the eating drinking and other aspect other recreation and all will not be there in this particular 7 planetary systems 7 lokas. They are always youthful. They don't become old. They don't get any wrinkles, gray hair, discoloration. So lack of pleasure or they don't feel bored. They don't have the effects of aging like old age में डाइजेस्ट नहीं होना नींद नहीं आना ये सब नहीं रहता है. They are youthful as long as they are living. And there is no fear of death from anybody. Only from Sudarshan Chakra. If they do naughty things too much, then Sudarshan Chakra will not leave them. So it is like that. These are their homes. Some pictures our devotees only made, but like that, big palaces. Inside jewels are there. They are producing light. Now, there is a brief discussion about the 7 lokas. There is a point mentioned. They are completely immersed in illusory enjoyment. So what is that? What do you mean by illusory enjoyment and complete immersion? We can see from this slide. Atala is ruled by Bala. Bala is the son of Mayadanava. Mayadanava is the architect of the entire Asura Loka. His son is Bala. Bala is the ruler for Atula. And he by birth is a mystic person, but he himself gained 96 mystic potencies, special mystic potencies. One of them is just by yearning, he created 3 kinds of women to enjoy. Swairini, Kamini, Pumshali. Swairini are those women who enjoy in their own caste. Kamini are those who enjoy even the other communities. Pumshali do not discriminate. Anybody, they are okay with it. But how do they enjoy? Whenever a new person comes into their area, they will invite him, a nice guest reception, they make him sit, and they serve him a drink called Hataka. So that by drinking that drink Hataka, this man becomes intoxicated. Then they want to enjoy that intoxicated man. But on the other hand, when that man, when the new Asura drinks that Ataka beverage, he will think that Ishwaroham Aham Bhogi Siddhoham Balavan Sukhi. I am the God, I am the enjoyer. All these women are meant for me, meant for my enjoyment. Like that, the man thinks that the women are meant for my enjoyment. The women were thinking that this man is meant for my enjoyment. This is how both of them are fully immersed in enjoying each other. This is how the days are passed in the Bilasvargas. Because they have all the opulences. They don't have to work. Everything is freely available. The only one thing they do is enjoying. This is about Atala. Same way, there is Vitala. Though all the other lokas are specifically meant for asuras and snakes, Daitya Danava Kardaveya, but they have given this Vitala for associates of Lord Shiva. So, one of the 11 Rudras resides here. We have been counting from the beginning. One is residing in Lilavrta Varsha, one was residing in the Greater Himalayas, one is residing in the where? Tapaloka. The 4th one is residing here in Vitalaloka. He resides along with Bhavani, and both of them were served by Yaksha Rakshasas, Bhuta Preta Pishashas. And by the union of Bhavani and Shiva, they produce the vital fluid. We can say semen. And that semen will be so much, it flows like a river. Eventually, when it is heated by Agni and dried by wind, cooled by wind, we can say, that semen transforms into gold. And this gold is used by all the residents of the Vitala Loka for their ornaments. So in that way. So this place is mainly meant for Yakshas, Rakshasas and Bhuta Preta Pishashas. Because their lord, their worshipful deity is Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva also stays along with them, along with Gauri. So in that way, one of the 11 Rudras stays here also. This is Vitala Loka. The third one is Sutala Loka. Sutala Loka is also abode of Asuras. But however, in one corner of the Sutala Loka, though the rest of the Sutala Loka is all Asuras are there, in one corner for remote place, there is a special palace constructed by Vishwakarma for the sake of Bali Maharaj. So Bali Maharaj was performing 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas so that he can continue to remain as Indra. But Aditi prayed to Lord Vishnu that being seated in a particular position is our devotional service to you. If our bhakti is taken away from us, how can we serve you? So please ensure that we will get our devotional service back. Then the Supreme Lord Vishnu appeared as Vamana. Vamana went to Bali Maharaj's sacrificial arena during the 100th Yajna. He asked for a charity of 3 pairs of land where Bali gave. With that, he took away everything and gave it to Indra. But since Bali, Lord could have offered him Vaikuntha, but Bali said, Bali did not say, but Bali was performing all these yajnas so that he wanted to continue as Indra. So understanding the desire of Bali, Lord said, this Manvantara, the Indra is Purandara. The next Manvantara, you will be the Indra. Until then, you stay in Sutaloka in a palace constructed by Vishwakarma, and I myself will guard the palace so that the Asuras will not come in and contaminate your consciousness. It is the Asuras who contaminate our consciousness and we become against the Supreme Lord. So like that, he was given a special palace. At the main entrance, Lord Vamana himself is guarding, and inside the palace, all the opulences more than that of Indra are there. So in this palace, residing here, Lord Bali Maharaj, during this entire Manvantara, he will be worshipping Lord Vishnu. In the next Manvantara, he will become Indra. This pastime of Lord Vamana appearing took place during the Satya Yuga of the 7th Chaturyuga cycle. Currently, we are in the 28th Chaturyuga cycle. That means this pastime took place 21 cycles before. That time only it happened. Since then, Balimara is there in Sutraloka and he will continue to stay there only till the end of this particular Manvantara. Then the next Manvantara he will become Indra. After that Manvantara is over, then he will go back home back to Godhead. And the remaining area is all occupied by Daityas and Danavas. So this is also the abode of Asuras. The first one, Atala, is the abode of Asuras. Vitala is the abode of Yaksha, Rakshasas, Bhuta, Preta, Pishashas. Sutala is the abode of Asuras. The fourth one, Talatala. This place is ruled by Maya. The first one is ruled by the son of Mayadanava, and here Mayadanava is personally is ruling. He is the king of the Danavas. He helped Tripurasura by constructing the 3 cities, the city of iron, gold, silver, or something like that. By remaining in that cities, the Asuras are not visible to the Devatas. So they were throwing arrows and other things upon the Devatas. So Devatas prayed to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva came and fought with him. But initially Lord Shiva could not kill them. Then Lord Shiva prayed to Vishnu. Vishnu gave Lord Shiva 3 arrows. With those 3 arrows, he destroyed the 3 aerial ships, the 3 cities. Afterwards, Lord Shiva killed Tripurasura also. Then Lord Shiva directly came to Mayadanava in order to kill, because it is Mayadanava who prepared those 3 aerial mansions. So whoever is there in those aerial mansions becomes invisible. So when Lord Shiva was about to kill Mayadanava, Mayadanava surrendered himself to Lord Shiva, saying that I will not do such kind of things again in the future. Then Lord Shiva offered protection. Since then, Mayadanava is protected by Lord Shiva, happily living in Talatala Loka by worshipping Lord Vishnu. By worshipping Lord Shiva. Since he is surrendered to Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu Chakra also will not harm him. So in that way. Mahatala. Mahatala is the abode of the many hooded snakes. These are the descendants of Kadru. Some of the examples are Kohaka, Takshaka, Kaliya, and Sushena. Whether the Kaliya may be same or may be different, but the name is Kaliya. By birth, they are controlled by anger. They are angry always. They are addicted to material enjoyment. They are always bewildered, and they enjoy among themselves only. Within the same snake community, they enjoy. They constantly live in fear of Garuda. They are not afraid of anybody, but they are afraid of Garuda because there is some conflict between them. Then Rasatala is the abode of actual asuras. The descendants of Diti and Danu, the main people stay in this Rasatala Loka, which is actually the main capital of asuras. The Nivata Kauchas, Kalaya, Siranya Puravasi, they all stay in the Rasatala Loka. These are by birth, they are enemies of the Devatas. They reside in the holes like snakes. From the very birth, they are extremely powerful and very cruel. They live out of fear of Sudarshana Chakra. They are not afraid of anybody. They are not afraid of Indra or any other Devata, but they are afraid of only one thing, that is Sudarshana Chakra. Because when Sudarshana Chakra comes, no one can withstand the power, the potency. So in that way. Then the last one is Patala. Patala is also abode of the Kardraveyas, Kadru's descendants. So the Nagas such as Shanka, Kulika, Mahashanka, Shweta, Dhritarashtra, and Shankachuda, Kambala, Ashwatara, and Devadatta, they all reside in this particular Patala Loka. Headed by their leader is Vasuki, very envious. They also have many hoods with shining jewels. Some of them have 5, 7, 10, 100, and 1,000. And the money is upon these hoods light up the entire Nagaloka, entire Patala Loka, and other lokas also. This is how the 7 lower planetary systems are briefly described in this chapter. So Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, Patala, and like that. So Atala is the place of Bala, Vitala is the place of Yakshas, Rakshasas, Bhutas, Pikshashas, Sutala is the abode of Asuras, and also Balimara is there in one corner. Here Rudra is there. Talatala is the king is Mayadanava, and Mahatala, Kadru's descendant snakes are there. Rasatala, Daityas and Danavas are there. Patala, Kadru's descendants like Vasuki and all will be there. It's like that. So this is the Bilaswargas, the 7 Bilaswargas which are located inside the Bhumandala, one below the other, occupying an area of 10,000 by 10,000 by 10,000 in length, breadth, and width, etc. So this is from 24th chapter. So wait. Okay. Anyway, we have seen this video in the morning. We can.
Below the earthly planetary system are 7 subterranean realms named Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatala, Rasatala, and Patala, which do not receive sunlight and which are inhabited primarily by demoniac living entities. To reach the first one must go 80,000 miles downward through underground tunnels. At successive depths of 80,000 miles are the remaining 6 netherworlds, all of which are fully developed underground civilizations. In the 4th level downward, Talatala Loka, lives the magical architect Mayadanava, who has designed many brilliantly decorated cities where proud materialists reside. Below the netherworlds are the 28 hellish planetary systems. The demigod of justice, Yamaraj, judges the unrighteous human beings after their deaths and sends them to one of these planets. There, errant souls are administered appropriate punitive measures corresponding to their misdeeds. The earthly and subterranean planetary systems rest upon one of the hoods of the gigantic divine serpent, Shesha. Shesha in turn is held up by the colossal transcendental tortoise, Kurma. And Kurma resides in the ocean that fills half the universe.
Okay, so that is about Bhuvarloka as well as the Bilasvargas. So before going further, any questions? And this slide is like yes, Proj, please.
Ruji, what is the difference between Daityas and Danavas?
Mother name only. Tithi's children are Daityas, Dhanu's children are Danavas. Mentality same, both of them are Asuras only. But because the mothers are different, they are called with the name of mother. Like Kunti's son is Kaunteya, Madri's son is Madreya, something like that. Kauravas, Pandavas.
And second question, Ruji, you said that Hataki, one is in Atala and also Sutala. There you have mentioned that the three kind of Asvik women, they give
Atala,
that
Atala
drink.
only. Atala only. That is Hataka beverage. Yeah.
And after Atala, Sutala, Vitala, you said that is Rudra
Vitala is
and
the vital fluid. We can say semen. It is called Hataki river. Yeah.
the both are one and the same, Ruji, that Hataka and Hataki.
Not same. Because I don't know what is the reason it is called, but name is seems to be similar. Because this is semen produced from Lord Shiva and then it becomes gold. But here it is a beverage. It is Hataka beverage. It is like intoxicant, a liquor beverage.
Ruji, one more question.
Hmm.
This, as you are mentioning, many times we hear in also in Srila Prabhupada's lectures also that 4 kinds of women, Swarini, Kamini, Pumshali, and one more. These are now here it is in Atala they are saying Asvik women, but in generally Prabhupada also says that 4 kinds of women there.
Of course, the concept may be there around us also. The concept will be here also, but in the Asura community also same concept is there. In the human community also same concept may be there. Why not? When people want to enjoy, they can do whatever they want.
Roji, what is the difference between King Purush Lok on this Bhur Lok and above Dhruv Lok?
No, not Kimpurusha. Kimpurusha only above only there. Here, Yaksha, Rakshasas, Bhutapeta, Pishashas are here also, there also.
Oh, like Hanuman, he lives in Kim Purush, no?
Okay, that is Kimpurusha Varsha.
Yeah.
Not here, that is in Jambudipa. In Jambudipa, there was Kimpurusha Varsha, there Vanaras are residing. That is like Bhauma Swarga. And the Kimpurusha Loka was in Divya Swarga. See, the Kimpurushas means Vanaras. There are some Vanaras who are qualified to live in the Bhuvar Loka. Some Vanaras are qualified to live in the Bhauma Swarga. So according to their qualification, they are placed in different places. So like that we can understand. Same way here, Asuras, Yaksharakshasas also, they are there in the Bhuvar Loka. They are also there in the Bila Swargas also. Because some of them who are qualified to stay there, they'll stay there. Some of them who are qualified to stay here, they stay here. Just like Pitrus. Some of the Pitrus are there in the moon planet also. Some of the Pitrus will be there in the Yamaloka also. Because according to their qualification, they'll be there. So one thing we can say, the upper portion were superior people, here inferior people. That way we can distinguish.
So Hanumanji, he lives in Bhaum Swarga.
Okay, you are trying to say about Hanumanji. Because Hanumanji chose to live there, I suppose. It is Kimpurusha Varsha. All other Kimpurushas may be inferior, but Hanumanji might have chose to live with them. So I'm not saying that Hanumanji inferior, but in general, the Vasuras in the Vanara, the Vanaras or the Kimpurushas in general, in the Bhuvarloka they will be like superior, in the Bhaumasvarga they will be inferior, but Hanumanji chose to live because that is very close to Bharatavarsha. So he chose to live here. He and Sugriva and all.
Second thing, Prabhuji, like in Swarga, Bhaum Swarga, one goes Devi Sarga for, and whatever exhausted Punya still remaining, he comes to Bhaum Swarga and Bhu Swarga. So how one can go to Atal Vital? Who goes there?
Same way. Bhagavad Gita chapter 17. Urdhvam gachanti satvastha, madhye tishtanti rajasa, jaganna gunavrittisya, adho gachanti tamasa. Those who perform yajna dana tapa in the mode of goodness, they will go to Divya Swarga. Those who perform yajna dana tapa in the mode of passion, they will go to Bhama Swarga. Those who perform yajna dana tapa in the mode of ignorance, they will come to Asura Lokas.
Okay.
Guruji mentioned one line
Yes.
that many asuras can come and contaminate our consciousness. What's the meaning of that?
उसके लिए बहुत लंबा स्टोरी है. I don't want to tell now. But that story I compiled in one of my book. Because you remember Diti insisting Kashyapa to procreate her to give children. The main reason was, I do not have any children. All my co-wives have children, and their children are well situated in better positions. They are well respected and all. I also want to have similar children. There is a competition. So she had children. As soon as they are born, they went and fought with Indra and they dethroned Indra, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu. So that's how the Asuras are born as a result of competitive mentality. So whenever a new leader is taken birth, immediately the other Asuras will go and tell him that actually, like for example, Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, after killing them, Lord gave the entire Bhumandala, entire universe to Prahlad. But Prahlad gave Swarga to Indra. He was ruling over the below Swargas. So, but after Prahlad Maharaj, his son, Virochana, when he became king, all the Asuras came to him and said that actually the heaven belongs to you. It is your father being influenced by Devatas gave to them. It is belongs to you. Let us go and fight. So Virochana went and fought with Devatas. And then Devatas lost. But eventually they came disguising as Brahmana. They asked for a charity. Virochana said, okay, what do you want? They said, we want your head. So Virochana gave his head. He died. Again, Swarga became Devatas. That time Bali was like small child. Then Asuras went and told him that actually, you know, this kingdom belongs to your father. The Devatas came in the disguised form and they cheated your father and took away his life. So Bali became very angry. He waged war against Indra and other Devatas. So like that, time and again the Asuras keep telling the new leader, it is ours like that. Even Ravana Kumbhakarna, Matali, he sent his sister to serve, his sister Kaikashi to serve Vishrava. So Vishrava was very pleased with Kaikasi Seva. So Vishrava asked, what do you want? I want to procreate, beget children through you. Then he married her and begot 4 children. And when children were growing, the Matali, not Matali, I think some name is there. Something like that only, Matali only. Mali, Sumali. So he is like uncle, maternal uncle. He went to Ravana, he told, entire heaven belongs to us only. Then Ravana became very angry, went and defeated Indra. So like that, always there are some asuras to tell, it is yours. So even though Bali offered everything to Lord Vamana, but again the asuras may come and contaminate him. So Lord said, no one will come inside. No asuras will enter your palace. So you are not contaminated. Your bhakti will remain intact. So like that.
Pratik, does it comes in our case also? Our case means how just because of modes only we got contaminated through
What modes? It is already there. ये देखो, it is not coming. It already came. We are not realizing. ये है और ये है, सामने जो है वो भी है. I already came in our life. कुछ नया आने का जरूरत नहीं.
Okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one more
Hmm.
thing. That
Hmm.
because above also Yaksha Rakshasas live, below also Yaksha Rakshasa live. So because above also Rudra is there, below also Rudra is, that's why associates are there. Is correct?
No, associates are there. That's why Rudra is there.
Okay.
Because यहाँ पे भक्त मंडल है, वहां पे भगवान रहेगा.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, these planets which are there, moon, sun, so they
Ah.
are part of our lok. They are not Swarg lok, right?
No, see, one thing I am telling now, they keep going up and down. At one day they will be in Bhurloka, next day they will go to Sargaloka. I mean, you cannot attribute them, but at least moon you can say part of Bhurloka, but sun going Sargaloka also, Bhurloka also. So it belongs to both places.
So that is why it is known as heavenly planet, moon and sun.
Huh,
Because we
they are part of the heaven. That's why they are heavenly. That's why both Bhurloka and Sargaloka are called as Divya Swarga. Both of them, whether main devatas or Rupa devatas, both of them devatas only. So both the places are called Divya Swarga.
and all these other planets also like Rahu, Ketu, and good planets, Venus, etc. So they are all above Earth globe.
They are all above Earth only. Above Earth means above Bhumandala. But Rahu Ketu may be there in Bhurloka. But Rahu Ketu, by being there, by nature, they are asuras. They and their surroundings are all asuric in nature.
So because Prabhu, in one of the photo that you show, they were shown like below. So that was just for depiction, or
See, that's what I'm saying. Now, one thing always remember. These are the positions on the Makar Sankranti day. Afterward, the position will change. It is not a permanent position. On that particular day when Vyasdev was compiling, these are the positions. They also go up and down. Rahu also goes up and down.
so Rahu can go below this Earth globe level also.
It is already below Earth globe level, na?
Okay.
Hmm.
And Prabhu, we can conclude this thing that out of all the 14 planetary system, opportunity of sense gratification is least in Bharat Khanda.
But still, we make facilities for sense gratification. In that list also, we may try to have more and more and more if we are not attentive.
Yes, Prabhu.
Of course, by nature it is very least because we need to work hard. In our place, if one want to have any opulence, one need to work hard. Some people really work hard and enjoy. Some people enjoy at the cost of somebody else's hard work.
And also, like in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that living entities are everywhere, Sarvagata. So they are
everywhere now, all over. They are inside the Bhumandala also, above Bhumandala also, above Sargaloka also. Everywhere they are there.
So it may be possible, Prabhu, they are there in solidified Garbhodak ocean water.
No,
also.
why again the same question? Wherever they can inhabit, in all those places they are there. Wherever it is not meant for inhabitation, they will not be there. That is not required.
Okay.
See, Sarvagata does not mean that even you cannot, the facilities are not there, but still you will not like that. Wherever people can inhabit, suitable facilities are there, in all those places they will be there. That is understanding.
Okay.
नो प्रॉब्लम. जितना है उतना बहुत काफी है, और उधर नहीं रहने से कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
Probably recently there was war between Israel and Iran, and Iran burnt the temple of Israeli god who was a demon named Baal or Baal. Baal means he likes to kill the small children. So Israel, in retaliation, he put bomb on their schools in Iran. So he's the same Baal of the son of man.
No. Don't worry, all these things. These are all like local devatas and all. I don't know. I am hearing first time from you, but don't worry. They only burnt the deity. So whether it's same or not, we need to hear the same stories. What story they hear, what story they talk about. At least our place, we have all the stories, na? So that Bala, maybe in the Bhagavatam, there may not be many stories, but other Puranas might be having some stories, if at all anybody want to know. So, like that. I don't know, Praj, exactly. Any other questions from other devotees?
So we have a question in the previous slide, Prabhuji. So when we are mentioning that dolphin.
Your voice is not clear, Prabhuji. I don't know why.
Rosie, is it clear now?
Perfect.
Rosie, in the previous slide, when we were listening about dolphin example, so while explaining, you tilled the yogi to prove that the dolphin tail should be towards a Dhruloka, like Pulascha. So why it, Rosie?
Because it is said, when a yogi sees the dolphin appears like jumping across the ocean. When it is jumping, it is horizontal. But same Bhagavatam says, the tail is towards Dhruvaloka, head is towards Bhumandala. Then how to reconcile both? I showed. The yogi is in Himalayas. So for personal experience, he will be on the top. From the Bhumandala point of view, it becomes horizontal. Then the head downward and tail upward. So like that. In order to reconcile both the statements.
Prabhuji, so when we talked about moon's rotation around Earth globe, so logically we proved like it should be like that, because otherwise people will not be able to see moon.
Yes.
So is there any scriptural reference also behind this?
Yeah, definitely. That's why the Acharya wrote it, na? Draw the picture like that. If there is no Shastric reference, why would that Acharya will draw the picture like that? Since we have not studied everything elaborately, but at least we are taking from Acharyas only, so there should be no doubt. So there is Vayu Purana, there is Vishnu Purana, there is elaborate discussion in comparison to Bhagavatam. So for more details, we need to read them carefully.
Yes, Prabhuji. And this Shishumar concept which is there, that is useful for mainly yogis, right?
For yogis to meditate, for us to understand the concept. Okay. Okay, then we'll move on. So this is like a summary slide. Whatever we have discussed till now, everything is there in the summary slide, everything. Please take a screenshot and circulate electric snapshot of everything that we have discussed. Lord Brahma, Vedas personified, perfected jnanis and perfected yogis. Following the path of light, they have come here. And perfected Naishtika Brahmacharis. They all reside in Satyaloka. And sages headed by 4 Kumaras, Rudra, perfected jnanis and perfected yogis, they all reside in Tapaloka. Sages headed by Bhrugu, perfected jnanis, perfected yogis, they reside in Janaloka. And then sages headed by Atri, perfected jnanis and perfected yogis and perfected Vanaprasthas, they all stay in Maharloka. And Swargaloka is the abode of main devatas such as 12 Adityas, 11 Rudras. Of course, not 11 Rudras are staying here. Out of 11 Rudras, one is staying in the Tapaloka, one is staying in the Ilavrita Varsha. So in this Bhaumasarga Ilavrita Varsha, one is staying in the Vitala Loka. And then what? One is staying in the Greater Himalayas, and the remaining 7 are staying in the Swargaloka. 12 Adityas, 11 Rudras, 8 Vasus, 2 Ashwinis, 49 Marus, 49 like this. All these main devatas are all staying in the Swargaloka. Like that, the perfected Grihasthas who follow Grihastha Dharma properly, following the path of darkness, Pitriyana, they come to Devaloka. Svargaloka to enjoy. So this Svargaloka is prominently in the mode of goodness. And then Bhuvarloka. In the Bhuvarloka, Sadhyas and Putrus are residing in the moon planet, which is called Pitruloka. Following the path of darkness, they come to moon. Gandharvas, Apsaras, Kinnaras, Kimpurusha, Siddhacharana, Vidyadharas attain them by following the path of darkness, Pitruyana. So all these places are in the mode of goodness only. And then even the Bhuvarloka, we have Rahu and Ketu planets, Yaksha, Rakshasas, Bhutapita, Pishashas. These places are in the mode of ignorance. Then Bhuloka, there are two sections, Bhaumasvarga and Bharatavarsha. Bharatavarsha is meant for human beings and other lower beings that assist human beings. Human beings, plants, animals, aquatics, birds, these are all mostly in Bharatavarsha. Other place also the other beings are there, but less in number. So in Bhaumasvarga, the remaining Bhumandala, Devata-like beings descending from Divyasvarga and their way to Bharatavarsha reside here. So like that. In the Bilasvarga, there are 7 lokas. Atala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala. These 4 are exclusively meant for Asuras. Mahatala and Patala meant for serpents. Vitala is meant for Yaksharakshasas, Bhutarpeta Pishashas. One of the Lord Shiva also stays here. All these places are in the mode of ignorance. And finally, there is Narakaloka down below, where sinful human beings from Bharatavarsha, after death, they are brought here for punishment, which is 19,000 yojanas from Bharatakanda or Bharatavarsha. So this is the quick summary of the 14 lokas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7 Bilasvargas. 7, 7, 14. And this is the 15th one. So like that. So till now, in one sense, we have seen a brief history and brief description of the 14 lokas. Now 2 chapters are remaining. One is talking about Shesha, one is talking about Narakalokas. So let us see. Lord Ananta, who is the older of the entire Bhumandala. Here also one point. Anyway, I am telling the beginning. In this chapter, many places, Srila Prabhupada says that Ananta is holding the universe on his hoods. This is the simple statement which Prabhupada always says. But Ananta is not holding the universe, he is holding the Bhumandala. The technical understanding is he is holding the Bhumandala. Because Srila Prabhupada does not want to get into the technical details of the Bhumandala, he simply states universe, because universe is the term which is familiar to everyone, but Bhumandala is not familiar to everyone. That's how Prabhupada makes it as a general statement. So Ananta is an expansion of the Supreme Lord, Kala Bhagavata. Is a Shakti Avatara endowed with Bhudharana Shakti in order to hold the Bhuloka or Bhumandala. He is endowed with that Bhudharana Shakti. He is the eldest son of Kashyapa and Kadru. So Kadru's descendants were there in 2 lokas, Mahatala and Patala. So there was a conflict between Kadru and Vinata, because of which Vinata became maid servant of Kadru. But later on Garuda freed her. But Garuda was very angry with the snakes, because the snakes only caused, they cheated his mother and made his mother to become maid servant. That's why Garuda is always angry with snakes. So in that way. But seeing all these things, that stepbrothers are fighting with each other, Shesha was not at all happy. So Shesha went to Brahma and performed austerities. And Brahma was very much pleased with him. He asked Shesha, what do you want? He said, I don't want to have any enmity with my stepbrothers. I want to be friendly with everyone. Brahma said, Tadasu. Then Shesha said, I want to serve you some way. I want to serve the Supreme Lord some way. Then Brahma said, please go down below the Bhumandala and join Kurma and hold the Bhumandala. So till now Kurma was only holding the Bhumandala. Then Shesha also came down and holding the Bhumandala. And Shesha asked, how long should I do this service? So Brahma said, while doing this, simply meditate upon the Lord's pastimes. When you come to the end of the Lord's pastimes, then you give up this service. So Shesha said, okay, no problem. He's doing since then. So meditating on the pastimes of the Lord. So he is the eldest son of Kashyapa and Kadru. Because of his sincere service attitude, Lord empowered him as Shakti Avatara. That's why he is able to carry the Bhumandala without much trouble. And he is also called Tamasi. He is the source of Rudra, the destroyer. Because he is the supervisor of destruction, an activity of tamas, but he is not a form composer of tamas. Since he is endowed with the potency of Lord Sankarshana, he is also identified Sankarshana. But he is not Sankarshana. He is actually a Jiva Tattva only. But since the power is of Lord Sankarshana, when we glorify him, we are glorifying Lord Sankarshana. So Lord Sankarshana is the one who expands as Karnodakshaya Vishnu, and Karnodakshaya Vishnu expands as Sadashiva, Sadashiva expands as Rudra, Rudra is the one who destroys the universe. So in that way, that connection is there. It's called Tamasi. So because he draws together the enjoyer and the object to be enjoyed, characterized by the conception of I. So Lord Sankarshana or Lord Rudra is the present deity of Ahankara. It is by that Ahankara we think that I am the enjoyer. That me and mine, Aham Mamiti, comes because of Ahankara. So if one want to become freed from that Ahankara, one should worship Lord Sankarshana. So that's why he is the deity of Ahankara. So many times we may misunderstand that this Ananta or Sankarshana is the snake bed of Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana. Karnodakshaya Vishnu, Garbhodakshaya Vishnu has the snake bed. So it is the same, one may think, but not. This snake bed of Lord Narayana is Vishnu Tattva. He is the expansion of Balramji. He is not a Jiva Tattva. But the current chapter is discussing about a Jiva Tattva Vishakti Avashavatar, with the son of Kashyapa and Kadru. Kashyapa and Kadru, yeah. So both are different. So this is Vishnu Tattva. That is Balramji's expansion or Lakshmanji's expansion. So now he is holding the Bhumandala. For what purpose? So that all of us practice bhakti and come back to Godhead. So, but we are not taking seriously. We have completed this life, we are dying, again taking birth, again not taking bhakti seriously, again dying, again taking birth, again dying. So Lord Shesha, holding the Bhumandala very patiently, was looking at us, hoping that one day we'll come back to Godhead. But we are not. So finally Shesha becomes so angry, cannot tolerate. He will say that these people do not deserve to live anymore. From his Brukati comes their 11 Rudras. And the 11 Rudras are doing Tandav Nritya. They open their third eye. That third eye burned the entire Bhumandala along with all the living entities who do not deserve to live anymore. Thus, the Naimithika Pralaya is created. Throughout the day, he will hold the Bhumandala. At the end of the day, by becoming so angry that these people do not deserve any further, so unko jinda jala dete. So like that. That's how the 11 Rudras appear from him. At the end of the day of Brahma. Not now. So thus, he is the holder of the Bhumandala or Kshiti Mandalam on one of his 1,000 hoods. And he feels it like a mustard seed because he was meditating on the Supreme Lord. So in that way. Yasyedam Kshiti Mandalam Bhagavato Anantamurti Sahasrasheshna Ekasmin Evam Cheshni Diryamanam Siddharthi Varakshate. Even though there are thousands of hoods, on one hood, he is holding the entire Bhumandala, but for him it appears to be like a Siddhartha, white mustard seed. Situated below the lower planets and easily support the Bhumandala for its continued existence so that it does not sink into Garbhodaka ocean. Mule Rasaya Sita Atma Tantro Yolilaya Kshamam Sitaya Vibharti. He is situated below Rasatal Loka. He is carrying the entire Bhumandala as a Leela so that Bhumandala does not sink into Garbhodaka ocean. Thus, he is known as Sarvaloka Durandara. Because since he is holding the Bhumandala, he is also holding Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Mahatal, Rasatal, Patal. In a way, he is also supporting the upper planetary systems like Bhuvarloka and Sargaloka. So in that way, he is called Sarvaloka Durandara. So, since the Lord is unlimited, who even with 1,000 tongues can count the powers of the Supreme Lord, Great Lord Ananta. Lord Ananta with 1,000 heads placed on just one of his hoods the small particle known as Bhumandala, Bhugolam, with its mountains, rivers, oceans, and all living entities. Murdhni Arpitam Anuvat Sasra Murdhno Bhugolam Sagiri Sarit Samudra Sattvam. With all these things, the entire Bhumandala appears to him like a Anuvat, like a atom, because he is always meditating on Lord's pastimes. But for all these verses, Srila Prabhupada translating it as Shesha is holding the universe. That's why our ISKCON devotees made a painting like this. Shesha holding the universe. This has to be corrected. Shesha is not outside the universe, is inside the universe holding the Bhumandala. So this is our universe. This is Bhumandala with 7 lower planetary systems. This is Garbhodaka ocean. Some people draw like this. They put Garbhodakshaya Vishnu above the Garbhodaka ocean here, and the snake bed of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu is carrying these lokas. Like that some people draw. But that is also wrong. Garbhodakshaya Vishnu snake bed has nothing to do with carrying this. The carrier is entirely different person. So these two understandings are correct, supposed to be corrected. So these are the 5 verses during which Srila Prabhupada mentioned that Shesha is holding the universe. But everywhere you see Chiti Mandalam, Bhugolam, Kshamam, Bhumandalam. Clearly the Sanskrit text says it is Bhumandalam only. Because the reason was, by telling Bhumandala, Srila Prabhupada has to explain what is the Bhumandala for the newcomers. So the Srila Prabhupada does not want to add any confusion. He just said universe. On the other hand, the other 2 verses will clearly say that universe are floating in the causal ocean. In the Karana ocean, all the universe are floating. Tadandam Udakeshayam. Here Udaka refers to Karana ocean. Sahasra Parivastaran Andakosha Upavapsu. Apsu means Karana ocean. So in that way. So this is the Bhumandala. Below 7 planetary systems are there, and below Shesha holding the Bhumandala. And this Shesha only spoke Bhagavatam to 4 Kumaras. 3rd canto 8th chapter you can see. And that Bhagavatam coming in the Kumara Sampradaya, which is known today as Vishnu Purana. Whatever he spoke, that is known today as Vishnu Purana. Finally, it was a discussion between Parashara and Maitreya. And that Maitreya who heard from Parashara, the essence of Vishnu Purana, he narrated in Bhagavatam during 3rd and 4th cantos. So like that. So there is one part says that, very eye-opener, Naveda Siddhartham Ivakarchit Chittam Bhumandalam Murdhini Sahasradamshu. How is that the huge Bhumandala still it is there in the hoods of Lord? Still Lord does not, Lord feels it a little bit like white mustard seed. How is that possible? One may question. It is illogical like that, one may question. He is called Ananta because of his knowledge of the Tattvas. He does not know the Bhumandala, which is situated somewhere on one of his hoods. Because he is situated below the Bhumandala, measuring almost 500 million yojanas, his hoods are not wide enough to hold it. However, person situated there can see that by his inconceivable energy, his hoods becomes unlimited in dimension, and this Bhumandala appears like a mustard seed. Somebody may say a Bhumandala is so big, as big as the universe's diameter. How can that big Bhumandala will become like a Anu atom, or will become like a white mustard seed Siddhartha? How is it logical? If you want to know logical things, go and see there. When you go there, you will understand how the Bhumandala will shrink like a small Anu, small atomic particle, and the Shesha will expand into unlimited. That is actual, not an illusion. This is the example of his astonishing unlimited nature just mentioned. Don't simply speak here, go there and see. If you have any doubt, like that the Acharyas are strongly telling. So these are the verses from Mahabharata, where I was telling, na, Shesha performed tapasya to please Brahma. Brahma said, what do you want? Then he said, I want to be friendly with everyone. Then he said, I want to serve you. Brahma said, go down below the earth and carry the Bhumandala. So these are the verses. Mahabharata Adi Parva chapter 36. For more details, you can read afterwards. So in that way. In obedience to Brahma's command, the elder brother of the king of the snakes, Vasuki, the king of the snakes is Vasuki, the elder brother is Shesha, entering into a hole, went to the other side of the earth. He held that goddess Bhumandala upon his head with her belt of seas all around. So this is about Shesha, who is holding the entire Bhumandala on his hoods. Any questions in relation to Shesha?
Hare Krishna Bhuji.
Yes, sir.
From the navel of Garbhodaka Vishnu, this lotus stem is coming. In that
Ah.
only this that system was there, no Bhuji? Where is the Lord Ananta who is holding this all?
See, that lotus stem was being cut by Brahmana. Now it is no more there. It is cut into different 14 divisions. So since Bhumandala has become supportless, so Kurma and Shesha are giving support so that it does not sink into Garbhodaka ocean.
Okay, this is Brahma did after he heard that 4 slokas from
Brahma
Bhagavatam.
heard 4 slokas long back, the first day of the first year. So what we are in the 51st year, first month, first day.
When was it lotus stem was separated? From
Every day lotus will come. Every day lotus will come. Every day Brahma will cut into 18, 14 divisions. Nitya Leela. This is called Nitya Leela means Naimitika Srishti, but Nitya Leela. For Brahma it is Nitya Leela. Every day he will do the same thing.
Guruji, what about this Kurma which is holding the Ananta? This is a Kurma avatar or Jivatattva?
That is Kurma avatar. That's what at least our Acharya say. That is Lord Kurma. For more details, you can refer to the second shloka of the Dashavatara Sutra. Though the translation will talk about, of course, it is there. We will discuss little later. It is one of the Dashavataras only. It is Lord Vishnu's expansion, Kurma. After
Guruji,
this,
this verse, the second verse, last line, with her belt of seas all around her. So, the belt of seas means what?
Bhumandala. The belt means the circular seas, circular oceans.
Okay.
Jambudipa, saltwater ocean, then Plakshadweepa, the sugarcane juice ocean, like that. Belt जैसा आपका belt पहनते हैं ना? Round oceans. Okay. Okay. If there are no further questions, we'll move on. So then the next chapter talks about Narakaloka, the description of the Narakaloka. Here also, okay, before getting into Narakaloka discussion, we'll just take Mumbai. There is Mumbai High Court, where the people were brought for judgment. So the judgment will come. They were supposed to be sent to jail. There is a jail. Artha Road jail is there. Like there so many jails are there. In the jail, they'll be given punishment. They'll be put into hard regime work and all these things so that they can be rectified and all. And those who are working in the jail, those who are working in the court, like judge, lawyers, administrative people, the policemen, jailer, all these things, they have government quarters. But government quarters are a different place. And those government quarters will be very opulent. Especially the big people will have separate bungalow, car, and maid, and garden, totamali, and so many things. That is like heavenly only, in one sense. Government quarters means like heavenly. So that is called Pitraloka. The court is Yamaraj Sabha, and jail is Narakaloka, where punishment is awarded. The government quarters are Pitraloka. Agnishvatas and Barshadas, they reside in this Pitraloka. Their leader is Yamaraj. They are located just below the 7 lower planetary systems, just below Patala. And Yamaraj is son of Vivashwan. He is the king of all the Pitrus. And he awards punishment to all the sinners in order to turn them toward the Supreme Lord, in order to rectify their consciousness. And this Pitraloka is located at a distance of 19,000 yojanas from the Bharatakanda. This reference comes in 330-24. And the jail is the place where punishments are awarded. It is also here only, same distance. Yojananam sahasrani navatim navachadvana tribir muhurter dvabhyam vanita prapnoti yatana. As soon as a person dies, within 2 to 3 muhurtas, the Yamadutas will bring this conditioned jiva to Yamaraj. The people who are done with all their activity, they immediately go to Yamaraj within 2 to 3 muhurtas. Other people who are attached to the family, family members, home, land, bank balance, gold and all, they don't want to go away. They are ragged, still they don't want to go. So such kind of people will take 15 days, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, sometimes it will go up to 1 year. The Yamadutas have to drag that person, drag over 1 year to go to Yamaraj. But others who are like normal people, they say, "Abhi ho gaya, but chalo, chalte durant." So 1-2 muhurtas, they reach Yamaraj. So like that. So these are located down below Patala and above Garbhodaka ocean. See, here is the court, here is the jail, here is the quarters, government quarters. So when the people come to Yamaraj, there will be pious people, there will be sinful people. Are people who have both piety and sinful activities they have done. For pious activities, they will be sent to Pitraloka to enjoy. For sinful activity, they will be sent to Narakaloka to go through punishment. So both reward and punishment are offered in the same place only. So even though the government quarters of Yamaraj and other people are there, along with them, the pious people, for the pious people to reside and enjoy all the facilities are also there in this Pitraloka. So like that. That's why both are located here only. Why would someone perform all these activities? Why would someone go through that intense punishment? What is the science behind it? One may ask. The reason is we perform activities being influenced by 3 modes. Because we are influenced by 3 modes, some of the activities are called dharmic activities, some of the activities are called adharmic activities. So dharmic activities lead to pious destination, adharmic activities lead to sinful destination like Narakaloka, etc. So especially in the case of sin, the reason to perform sin is beginningless ignorance. Anadi kale podi bhavarnava jale. It's basically avidya. That avidya is continued with us for so much time. We have forgotten long back that we are the eternal servants of Supreme Lord. We are the part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. That we have completely forgotten. So that is being indicated here. So the hellish planets are simply the transformation of our sinful activities. If we perform sin, then only we'll go to hell. Not because hell is there. Somebody should be filling in the hell. That's why Yamadutas are taking all of us to hell. Not like that. If we don't perform hell, we don't have to see the hell only. The hell for us is nothing but the transformation of our sinful activity. Which is the transformation of our sinful desire. Which is the transformation of our avidya. It is in avidya we want to enjoy. And to enjoy, we perform sinful activities. As a result, we go to Naraka. That is the science. So we perform hundreds and thousands of sinful activities. That's why there are hundreds and thousands of hellish punishments, hellish planetary systems. But among them, 28 are prominent. And these 28 names are mentioned in the Bhagavatam. And 28 verses talks about by doing what kind of sinful activities a person will be taken to what kind of hell and what kind of punishment and for how much time it is awarded. Such kind of details are mentioned in these verses in this chapter. So we are not discussing about them elaborately because they are very fear invoking. So devotees are requested to read nicely all these things. And then after this Narakaloka, when you come down, there is 8 elephants, Shesha and Kurma holding the Bhumandala, and below Kurma there is Garbhodaka ocean. Garbhodaka ocean has been created by Garbhodakshaya Vishnu's sweat. It fills the lower half of the universe. Lord Garbhodakshaya Vishnu sleeps on the Ananta's bed, deep inside the Garbhodaka ocean, at the bottom. At the bottom of the Garbhodaka ocean, there are again 7 universal layers. Underneath, the universe is floating in the causal ocean. So like that, Pitraloka, hellish planet systems, remaining Bhumandala, Shesha, Garbhodaka ocean and universe. And like that, the downward, all these things are situated. Here you can see Patala Loka, Narakaloka, then little bit Bhumandala is there, beneath that Shesha, and beneath that, according to Bhagavatam, beneath Shesha only Garbhodaka ocean is there. The 8 elephants and Kurma are not mentioned in the 5th canto. They are taken from other places. But Bhugola Varnam directly talks about them. But in the Bhagavatam, they are not directly mentioned in the 5th canto. Only Shesha is mentioned carrying the Bhumandala. So here we are providing some references for Kurma also holding the Bhumandala. So this is what I was referring. The second verse of Dashavatara Sotra. Kshitiriha Vipula Tare Tishtatito Prushte Dharini Dharana Kena Chakra Gariste. Keshava Dirita Kurma Sharira Jai Jagadisha Hare. If anyone, if you have your mobile in your hand, you open this Dashavatara prayer and see the translation. What is the translation written there? Can someone please do it? Anyone, any devotee? In Vaishnava songs.
Translation goes like this. O Keshava, Lord of the universe, O Lord of Hari, who have assumed the form of a tortoise, all glories to you. In this incarnation as a divine tortoise, the great Mandara mountain rests upon your gigantic back as a pivot for churning the ocean of milk. From holding up the huge mountain, a large scar-like depression is put in your back, which has become most glorious.
Kindly see the verse. Is there any term talking about Mandara? Any term talking about milk ocean? Any term talking about churning? Any term talking about Devatas and Asuras? Is there anything like that?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's mentioned about
Mandara mountain taken on his back.
Where is the Mandara mountain in the shloka?
It's Dharendra only.
Actually, this shloka does not indicate that pastime, because we know that pastime in relation to Kurma, the translators have translated like that. But the shloka actually indicating Kshitiriha means this Prithvi. Vipula Tare Tishtator Pushta. This is situated upon your back. Prushta means back. Dharani Dharana Kena Chakra Gariste. You are holding this Bhumandala, which is like chakra. Because whole Bhumandala is like flat, na? Like Sudarshan Chakra. Kshetra Dita Kurma Sharira Jaya Digisare. So it is like that. The reason is, you see here, the first avatara was Matsya. When Matsya came, Matsya indicated King Satyavrata that 7 days from now, there is going to be huge pralaya, Bhumandala will be submerged into Garbhodaka ocean. Submerge. Later on, when the human beings were born to Aryama, all the devatas paid to Brahma, Brahma paid to Vishnu, Vishnu was lifting the Bhumandala as Varaha. As Lord Vishnu was lifting the Bhumandala as Varaha, that is, Bhugolam Ud Bibruhate, he was lifting the Bhumandala. Hiranyaksha came and challenged Lord Varaha. I would like to fight with you. It is my property, something like that. As Lord Varaha was fighting with Hiranyaksha, Bhudevi was afraid. My dear Lord, please keep me aside. Otherwise, you are busy fighting with him. I may fall down again into the Garbhodaka ocean. That will be unbearable. Do something. Then Lord Varaha transformed himself into Kurma. And that Kurma was floating on the Garbhodaka ocean. And Lord Varaha kept the Bhumandala safely on top of on the back of Kurma. And then he fought with Hiranyaksha. That's why the first avatara was Meena, second avatara was Kurma, third avatara is Varaha. Because Kurma took the Bhumandala as his pastime. And then Varaha's pastime is fighting with Hiranyaksha. That he did. So that's why it is third avatara. That is the sequence of avatars. In this sequence, Kurma avatara comes, the Kurma avatara for Samudra Manthan comes much later. Jada samay ke baad aayega, when Bali Maharaj becomes a ruler. So this one, Hiranyaksha only is there now. Then Hiranyakashipu will be killed by Lord Narasimha. Then Prahlada will come, Virochana will come, Bali will come. But at the time of Bali, then that Samudra Manthan takes place. So like that. Laghu Bhagar Tamradasa says same thing. Padme Proktam Dade Kshauni Mayam Evartita Sura. Being requested by Devatas, the Lord took Bhumandala on his back. This is mentioned in the Padma Purana. Shasrantaretu Budari Kalpado Prakato Abhavat. Even at the beginning of the Kalpa, Bhagavatam 3rd canto, if you see, when Swayambhu Manu Shatarupa were born, they said, what is our service? Brahma said, go and take care of the Bhumandala, become their king. Swayambhu Manu came down. There is no Bhumandala scene. He went back to Brahma. He reported to Brahma, my dear father, there is no Bhumandala scene. Then Brahma realized that Bhumandala submerged into Garbhodaka ocean. He prayed to Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu appeared from his nostril and jumped from Satyaloka into Garbhodaka ocean, and he lifted the Bhumandala. When he lifted the Bhumandala, Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka residents prayed to Lord Varaha. My dear Lord, just now Brahmaji also kept the Bhumandala above the waters. It fell down. If you again keep it on top of the water, it will again fall down. Do something so that it will not fall down. Then, being requested by the great sages at the beginning of the day of Brahma, before Swayambhu Manvantara, Lord Varaha transformed into Kurma, and that Kurma was holding the Bhumandala. He was holding the Bhumandala since then. But when Lord Matsya indicated 7 days from now there is going to be Pralaya, that time Lord Kurma gave up his service. As a result, the Bhumandala fell down to Garbhodaka ocean during that Pralaya. So that's how we have to understand. So this is indicated here. Namo Avasthanaya Namaste. The Kurma is holding the entire Bhumandala. So these are the verses in the 3rd canto 13th chapter. The sages are praying to Lord Varaha, do something to hold it properly. Please establish the earth, the Bhudevi, the Bhumandala, your wife, and the mother of the universe, to give a living place for the moving and non-moving beings. Since you are the father, let us offer respects to the mother along with you. In her, you have invested your energy, which is like fire in an iron stick. In order to provide a place for the beings to live, fix the earth. In the earth, you have deposited your Shakti. What is that? Gama Vishya Bhutani Dharayami Ahamojasa. That potency is investing here. So thus requested by the great sages of Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, Lord Varaha, appearing as Lord Kurma, placed the Bhumandala on his back. Iti upasthiyamanasau munibir brahmavadibir shalile swa kurakranta upa dattavi tavittavanim. After being thus prayed by the sages with Vedic words, the boar, Lord Varaha, the protector of all, placed the Bhumandala on the waters of Garbhodaka ocean, which had been attacked by the Hus. The Bhagavatam Shloka translation goes like this: Lord Varaha placed it on the waters of Garbhodaka ocean. It tells like this only. But the Acharyas explain that being praised by the sages, Lord Varaha placed the Bhumandala upon himself, Lord Kurma's back, who was floating on the waters of Garbhodaka ocean. That the Lord support the earth, the Bhumandala, by his own potency. So this is, we can see the reference. 3rd canto 13th chapter. Then the reference for the 8 elephants. The 8 elephants were produced during Samudra Manthan. So different objects were produced. Asuras took some, Devatas took some, but no one took these 8 elephants. When Mother Lakshmi appeared, Lord Brahma came. Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, everyone came for the marriage of Mother Lakshmi with Lord Ajita. When Lord Brahma was about to leave, the 8 elephants approached him. They said, Abhi, no one is looking at us. No one is warning us. What to do? Lord Brahma said, don't worry. You please go down below the Bhumandala and assist Kurma and Shesha holding the Bhumandala. I will take care of you. Since then, the 8 elephant Achyuta also holding the Bhumandala. So these are their names. And there is one person, Banasura, who had 1,000 arms. He wanted to have a good fight. He traveled throughout the length and breadth of the universe. He even went down below the Bhumandala, asking for a fight with the 8 elephants. The 8 elephants, out of fear of Banasura, fled away. They said, hey, this fellow is very nasty fellow. How can we fight with him? So like that. So in this context, the 8 elephant things come. Even we have discussed na 60,000 Sansakara Maharaj. They also, as they were digging down throughout the Bhumandala, they went down below the Bhumandala. They met the 8 elephants. The 8 elephants only suggested that they should go to Patala Loka to get the horse. So these are the 2 instances. One is from Ramayana. This is from Ramayana. This is from Bhagavatam. So we understand that 8 elephants are there down below the Bhumandala. So these are the different details of all the things that are there in the Bhagavatam about our universe. So we have ran through a quick journey of the entire universe, describing all the 14 planetary systems and also few other things which are associated with it. This is the Bhumandala. Within the Bhumandala, we have 7 lower planetary systems. Below that, 28 least planetary systems, and Pitruloka, the white one is Pitruloka. Below that, Shesha. Below that, Garbhodaka ocean. And above Bhumandala, we have Bhurloka, Sargaloka, and then Maharloka, Janloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, and then universal shell. Between these two, there is Mahavaikuntha also. So like that. So this is our universe with all the dimensions. This picture you can find it in Bhagavad Subodhini. In that Bhagavad Subodhini, Gauranga Darshan Prabhu had this picture. In our book Bhagavad Cosmology also we have this picture. So those who are interested to know more details, you can refer to this. This is the universe about which we have been discussing about the 14 planetary systems. Very briefly, a summary overview of all these lokas. So in conclusion, Sukadeva Goswami says that, see, ultimately, what is happening here? In Bharatavarsha, people perform dharmic and adharmic activities. Those who perform dharmic activities, they go to heaven. Those who perform adharmic activities, they go to hell. When their dharma and adharma is over, again they come back to Bharatavarsha. With the remaining results of dharma and adharma, that in that way they get birth. Sometimes in a good family, sometimes in bad family with bad qualities, etc., etc., etc. Because Bharatavarsha is the place where one can acquire new dharma, new adharma and all. But Bharatavarsha, we can also do something more. By practicing bhakti, one can go back home back to Godhead. It is very difficult to go back home back to Godhead from other places. But it is very easy to go back home back to Godhead from Bharatavarsha. Why? Anywhere one may be, one need to practice bhakti for one complete lifespan. For one lifespan, one need to practice bhakti. In Bharatavarsha, especially in Bhartakanda, our lifespan, especially in the current Kali Yuga, our lifespan is only 100 years. If we practice bhakti for 100 years, we are qualified to go back home back to Godhead. For example, in Svargaloka, they have to practice bhakti for 1 Manvantara. In Maharloka, Janaloka, Tapaloka, Satyaloka, they have to practice bhakti for 1 day of Brahma. So it is a pretty long time. That's why people pray that let us go and take birth in Bharatavarsha so that we can go back home back to Godhead very quickly. Because other places they have responsibility, they cannot leave it in between. In Bharatavarsha, we don't have so many responsibilities. Even though they are there, at the age of 50, one can officially take sannyas or take vanaprastha. So as soon as the children are getting married, the parents can take to vanaprastha and sannyasa and fully 24/7 dedicate. But we don't take, that is our problem. So here one can practice bhakti and go back home back to Godhead if at all one is serious. So there is no point in going to heaven and come back and going to hell and come back by performing pious and simple activities. Since we are already in Bharatavarsha, practice bhakti and go back home back to Godhead. This is the conclusion. Ultimate conclusion is ultimately wherever you may go, you have to come back here only. You are already here. Why you want to go and come back? Better from here. The best thing what you can do in this Bharatavarsha is practice bhakti and go back home back to Godhead. So this is entire thing is Bharatavarsha. Within Bharatavarsha, this Bhartakanda is there. Because of Bhartakanda, this entire Bharatavarsha got its name. And Bhartakanda got its name because of the presence of Bharatabhumi. This is very special where holy rivers and holy places are there, which is very much conducive to practice bhakti and go back home back to Godhead. So here are some examples. All the heavenly people coming to Bharatavarsha to perform tapasya and get results very quickly. Because in Bharatavarsha, especially in holy places, anything one does, that will have 1,000 times greater potency. This is a verse comes in the Bhagavatam only. 7:14-33. It says then, Dharmo hi arte hita pumsham sahasradi phalodaya. Whatever dharma one performs in the Bharatavarsha, especially in the holy places, etan desha niseveta shreyas kamo hi abhikshana. This desha, etan desha means all the holy places. Previous verses talk about all the holy places. So the result is 1,000 times better. That's why all these people are coming down to get the 1,000 times results. Mother Lakshmi came to Kolhapur to atone for her offense of not stopping Bhrugu kicking on the Lord Vishnu. Brahma did one yajna in Kanchipuram to have darshan of original Lord Vishnu. Garuda did severe tapasya in Ahobilam to have darshan of Narsingadev. Daksha did yajna in Upper Himalayas to get greater benefit. Bhagirath did tapasya in Upper Himalayas to bring Ganga down. Maharaj Katvanga, he had only one muhurta. He requested Indra to send him back to Bhumandala, his own capital Ayodhya. Because in Ayodhya, their family deity, Lord Ranganath was there. He came down sitting in front of Ranganath. In one muhurta meeting and Ranganath, he went back home back to Godhead. This he could not do in heaven. He could do only in the Bhumandala. Narana and Rishis are performing tapasya for our benefit. Devatas or Asuras atone here for their curses. So like that. These are the special benefits of this Bharatavarsha. So this entire universe is the gross body of the Supreme Lord, which is a resting place of different variety of living entities. And Falashruti is, if one reads the descriptions of Lord's external form with great faith, if one hears about it or explains it to others, such a person develops faith, bhakti, pure intelligence. And such a person understands the topics of the Supreme Lord, the pastimes of the Leela Avataras, which is like a Upanishad, which is difficult to understand. So though normally we think that the Leela Avatara pastimes are very easy. Sun gaya, samajh gaya? No, the Leela Avatara pastimes are very tricky. The Srishti Leela is very easy, black and white. Jitna hai utna hai bas. But those who understand Srishti Leela properly, they can understand Leela Avataras very properly. For example, Lord Krishna closed his eyes when Putana came. 21 commentaries are talking about 21 things. So like that. So this is how it is. So the fifth canto or third canto should not be looked down. Hearing this, actually one's attraction toward the Lord, appreciation toward the Lord will increase. That is the glory of these topics. So whatever we hear, that is what we discuss more, that is what we contemplate more, that is what we remember at the time of death. So this entire fifth canto is all about Lord's wonderful pastimes. Hearing more, discussing more, we'll remember more. At the time of death, we'll attain the abode of the Supreme Lord. So like that, Sukadeva Goswami is concluding this section. So thank you very much. So we have nicely ran through all the chapters of our Bhagavad Cosmology section. Any questions till now?
Hare
The last
Krishna,
part.
Prabhuji.
Yes, Pruj.
Prabhuji, you were showing na, this Yamaraj punishes by sending the sinful to the 28 hellish planets and the pious to the Pitriloka for enjoying. So this Pitriloka and this Yamaloka is where, Prabhuji?
Pitriloka, Yamaloka and all here only, down below Patala.
Okay.
So not this picture. The other picture will be more. Yeah, here. Here is Patala, down below Patala. From the Bharatakanda, from the earth globe, the distance to Yamaloka is 99,000 yojanas. The total thickness of the Bhumandala is 100,000. So from bottom 1,000 above, the Narakaloka is there, from the bottom of the Bhumandala.
So in this Narakaloka only Yamaraj is sitting.
All three places are here only. The one like Bombay, one Bombay city has all the three places. There is court also, there is jail also, there is government quarters also. Like distance.
Then Prabhuji, who goes to the Pitriloka, which is half part of the moon, if I am correct?
See, less pious here, more pious there.
Oh,
it is simple.
okay.
So those who write JEE, those who scored first ranks, they get admission in IIT. The next rank, they get admission in NIT. Then local universities.
Okay.
So like that.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Other devotees?
Prabhuji, is Nakshatra is also a kind of constellation, like the Rashis have a different constellations figures?
Nakshatra means small group of stars, small group of combinations. Each group will have 3 to 5 stars. That 3 to 5 star group is called one Nakshatra.
And Rashis have more?
Rashis will have 20 to 30 stars.
This you were mentioning. You were mentioning that this Bhauma Swarga also we cannot see. All these other 9,
that's
8
what.
dvipas.
Yesterday we discussed elaborately. Bhauma Swarga we cannot see. Because since it is Swarga, we cannot see.
But you were showing that pole star, is visible. That pole star is visible.
See, same thing. We are seeing the pole star, we are seeing all the stars. What we see is only some light. We don't
Uh-huh.
see what kind of facilities they possess inside. The bungalows, the people, the lifestyle and all we can't see. Some light we need to see, we are seeing because that light is very much required to make our panchanga and other things. That's why we are seeing the light. That is Lord's mercy.
Okay, okay. But
जितना
this
जरूरत है उतना
Bhauma,
देते हैं हमको भगवान ने.
and this Bhauma Swarga, because it is so to say on the horizontal plane
हाँ.
to our eyes, that's
हाँ.
why we are not able to see that.
No, not because horizontal. Because it is Bhauma Swarga we can't see. Just because it is Swarga we can't see.
Okay, but then to the pole star we are made to only mercy of the Lord that pole star for our
Yes,
calculation.
Prajit. Pole star is shown to us because we need to see it. Only light we are seeing.
Okay, okay.
Don't worry. See, does not matter. If you want to see, then attend that pious merits. Madhvacharya could see. Madhvacharya could go all the way up to Upper Himalayas. You also become like
Yeah.
Madhvacharya. You can also see
Hare
everything.
Krishna.
Prabhuji, everyone has to go to Yamlok after death, and there they will consider their merits whether to go to heaven.
People in general, everyone has to go to Yamaloka except devotees. Yamaraj told Yamadutas, don't bring devotees here after Rajamil episode.
So devotees, where will they go? Directly they will go to heaven or what?
No, they will. If they want to go to heaven, they may go. But why devotee? If somebody is devotee, why they want to go to heaven? The devotee want to go to Supreme Lord and serve the Lord.
No, Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, "Na prapte unikitam lokanusritva shashvatis
That is incomplete yogi, not a complete yogi.
Yeah, so incomplete devotees, not 100% pure devotees.
No, that is not incomplete devotee. That is incomplete yogi. Incomplete
So what is the
Ashtanga yogi.
definition of incomplete devotees?
Incomplete devotees, see, it is simple. If they had some aspiration like Bali Maharaj, who had a aspiration of becoming Indra, he will be given that facility to become Indra. If we had an aspiration like that, we will go to that place. If you ever aspired that I want to go to Swarga, I want to go here, or I want to become like this, become like that, that will be awarded. It's all based on our aspirations. Again, the same 15th chapter. What was the second verse? ऊर्धमूलम अधशाकम अश्वत्थम प्राहुरयम चंदांसी यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेदस वेदवेत् अधश्च ऊर्ध्वं प्रस्तुत शाखा गुण प्रवृद्धा विषय प्रवाला अधश्च मूलानि अनुसंततानि कर्मानुबंधीनि मनुष्यलोके. For the first 6 lines, it remains Ashwatha Vriksha. 7th line, it becomes banyan tree. Where? Karmanubandhini Manushaloke. Adasya Mulani Anusantatani. In the Manushaloka, the branches produce secondary roots, which come down again, they become a second tree, next tree. The secondary root is like our desire. Every desire of ours is like a secondary root of a banyan tree that has the potency to become another banyan tree. Every desire of ours, even though we are devotees, but if we cultivate some desires, the Lord has to fulfill them. So we will get the fulfillment of all those desires.
My question is, in general, what happens to ISKCON devotees after death? In general.
That I don't know. You ask some senior devotee. I am just trying to give the principle. Details I don't know. इनको क्या होता है उनको क्या होता है मुझे पता नहीं, but in general the principle is whether it is devotee or any sadhaka, karma yogi, jnana yogi, ashtanga yogi, if they have done correct sadhana, they will correct this result. If the sadhana is not complete, whatever are their other aspirations, they will be fulfilled. And they continue bhakti also along with them.
Guruji, this
So one second. This is my understanding. I may not be complete. You please check with the senior devotees. But this is my general understanding, simple understanding, a basic level understanding. Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Continue.
One question regarding this Kala Chakra. Represented Shishumara also. So
the 27 nakshatras put together is called Kala Chakra. Or the 12 Rashis put together and 27 nakshatras put together is called Kala Chakra.
Yeah. So when it is said that it is also rotating kind of thing, the Meru to the right. So that is a depiction, or means all
No,
because
no.
all
It's like the Kala Chakra is like the train engine. The Kala Chakra is moving, the engine is moving. Behind that, the bogies are coming. The bogies are Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, etc. All the Navagrahas are like the different bogies, 9 bogies coming behind. But unfortunately, normally our train experience is bogie and engine will go together. But here, Kala Chakra is running faster. The other grahas are running little slower. If Kala Chakra is running at a speed of 100 km per hour, other people are running at 99, 98, 97, 95, 90, 85 like that. So what is happening? Though they are moving in the clockwise direction, but because of the lesser in the speed, the Kala Chakra is 100 km per hour and Sun is 19 km per hour. So in the clockwise direction, Sun is going at a speed of 19 km per hour. But with respect to Kala Chakra, the Sun is going backward with 1 km per hour speed. So that's way it appears that Sun is going both forward and backward. That was the question raised by Sukadeva Goswami. These are other details anyway. Right now we did not discuss. That requires more detailed study. So,
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
if one second, Prabhuji, if you are interested to know that, we are not discussing right now, but you please visit. There is a YouTube channel. It is known as Bhagavata Cosmology. In that YouTube channel, there is one exclusive presentation describing the planetary motion. That video you see, you will get an idea of this project. Maybe 20 minutes video that is. You can see that.
okay, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes,
You
Prabhuji.
mentioned that there are Swarga and Narak Lok which are being made for people who are performing pious activities and were doing misdeeds. They are sent to Narak Loka. So there are devotees also who perform mixed devotional service. So what is their case? How is it been taken? Like where are they sent to?
I
They
don't
also
know, Prabhuji. See, one thing. When devotees knowingly or unknowingly make some sinful activity, what happens? That is the question. So I don't know exactly what happened because Ajamila pastime says devotee should not be brought to Yamaloka. But when devotees do something, they may get that punishment here itself. Lord will award us punishment in the form of some disease, some problem, some trouble here only. So that he will nullify. Without going to hell, we get it here only.
okay.
Something like that
Yeah.
will happen.
There's one more thing. You said that Brahma actually happens to cut the 14 systems of the lotus, and it is bifurcated into 14 planets. So what is the process exactly? How is it being done?
I showed in the picture, the first slide I showed like how we cut it into different divisions. The lotus leaf, lotus stem, and lotus flower. So first he cut into 3 divisions. Then he thought there will be mixed modes. Then he cut into 14 divisions. 4 divisions came from the flower. 2 divisions came from the stem, matlab Borloka and Sargaloka. And the leaf is like Bhumandala. Within that Bhumandala, there are 7 lower planetary systems like halo cavities. So like that.
Okay. And there is last you said that one of the slides that the people who performed misdeeds in Bharatvarsh Lok, they have been sent to hellish planets. So like there are, because actually I believe, is it because there is a chance of performing devotional service, that is why it is being very intense? They are just sent to Narak Lok.
No, that is natural, na? When there is a sin, there will be result accordingly.
Yeah, but there are other countries where actually this performance of pious deeds are not very much opulent, or they do not have the atmosphere of doing it. In that case, what is the result of that?
I don't know. With general principle we discussed. It does not matter whether this place or that place, any place. If we violate the rules, we are punished. As it is mentioned in the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga.
Okay.
And that punishment comes in 3 levels. First level, it is given in the Narakaloka. Second level, it is given in the form of lower species. If we cause harm to lower species, we take birth like them and go through that punishment being the lower species. And then the third level, even after taking birth as human being, one will be born in a difficult situation. There also one goes through trouble. Okay? Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to go through this Bhagavad cosmology section. I am extremely sorry. I was given 5 days because of my travel to Goa. I requested to string it to 4 days, but still I was here still in Mandi, so I could not come to Bombay to be with all of you to take all of your wonderful association. But somehow you tolerated me, you accepted me. We have been through 3 days, so this entire session. Still one section is there, the prayers offered by the Jambudipa residents. So I'm extremely sorry that I'll not be able to cover that prayers. Either some of you can volunteer to discuss conducting the classes tomorrow, day after tomorrow, or you can do self-study yourself. The rest of the chapters, basically 17 chapter few verses, 18 chapter and 19 chapter, which were supposed to be discussed tomorrow's class. But tomorrow I'm traveling. So that's why I'll not be able to take class. So at least cosmology section we have covered till now. The prayer section, you please decide among yourself either you want to do self-study or you want to do, someone can take up the voluntary seva and then discuss. Very nice prayers, so you can discuss.
Krishna Prabhuji. We are very grateful to you, Prabhuji, for pouring out your wonderful years and years and years of effort, and so beautifully and with such vast knowledge, answering all the questions to satisfaction and explaining so nicely, Prabhuji, authentically from the scriptures, pastimes also, and from verses also, and explaining with diagrams and photos and videos. We can understand that you must have spent thousands and thousands and thousands of hours to make these slides and all, and so understandable, so digestible, and genuinely our appreciation for the creation of the Lord and how much vast and deep creation the Lord has done, so that we can be facilitated in this Bharat Khanda. And we understood our fortunate position also, that in this huge creation, we are in the most fortunate position and the most fortunate planet, the most fortunate country, the most fortunate, now ISKCON also, and more fortunate to get your association in these 3 days, Guruji. So we are very grateful to Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas and your good selves who have boiled down their explanations so digestible to all of us. So we wish to express gratitude, Prabhuji, and very heartily. Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for your time. You are so busy these last 3 days also. You just completed your thesis on Sunday, I believe.
Yes.
And back to back, immediately 3 days you are giving. And in between also you are going to get your note use and other things signed
Also, I
up.
have half an hour left with me. 5 o'clock they'll close. Before that, I have to go and submit all my documents. That's why I'm trying to close.
Okay, I'll not take much time.
And evening 7 p.m. I'm leaving. I have my bus at 9 p.m. from town. I have to leave at 7 p.m.
So we are very grateful to you, Prabhuji, from the bottom of our heart, and we all. I request all devotees, you can unmute yourself and heartily we can speak once Hare Krishna mantra to express our gratitude to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Monday I'm coming to Mumbai. So someday I'll try to come to take darshan of their lordships. So I will try to meet you, Prabhuji, sometime next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much.
To take all of your blessings and Lord's blessings.
We are surely blessed, Prabhuji. 3 days blissfully. Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I'm sorry. One class I'm still missing. So please.
I wish to request devotees. So should we keep the CBA tomorrow 11 o'clock or Friday 11 o'clock? Please let me know.
Prabhuji, can I take leave? You can continue the discussion.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So once again, pranams to all the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So devotees, please let me know. Tomorrow, how many devotees are comfortable tomorrow 11 o'clock? Raise hands, please. Tomorrow 11 o'clock. Okay, not many. Okay, so then we'll have Friday 11 o'clock. You have almost 1.5 days for Friday 11 o'clock. So Friday 11 o'clock, Vamshi Hall mostly, we will have the CBA. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. And if possible, I'll talk to Vamshodhan Prabhuji for this Canto 5 chapter 18, if possible to schedule it. Otherwise, I'll request devotees, please study it yourself. It's very beautiful prayers, so many Deepavasis. So, and discuss amongst yourself in 3-4 groups, devotees groups. So CBA will be Friday, that is 12th June, 11 o'clock, Vamshi Hall mostly. Thank you, Hare Krishna. Thank you.